What's that?
Remember how we always thought there wasn't a way to kill a tune? Well, Doom found a way. Turpentine, acetone, benzene. He calls it the dip.
I know, lucky you seeing me again so soon, and it's not even your birthday, unless, I mean it is, and then in that case, happy birthday. Anyway, we're gonna dip our car today, kids. Man, that looks neat in the camera. That looks way more black than it is in real life. We'll get to that in a minute. I wanted to show you guys something real quick. You guys saw last time we were here, we talked about these tubes. I had just welded some of this junk in place. You guys watched the short. We talked about all this. We had talked about that and doing the dipping stuff next time, but I just wanted to show you something real fast because, man, cool stuff has happened since then. I'm working on, hang on. I'm out of tubing, basically. Again, I need to go, I have enough tubes to finish the top X and put 2 pieces back here, right? I got 3 pieces long enough to do this. Finish the top of that X there. And we're golden, and then I need to go buy more tube. But I was thinking about this piece right here. I like this sort of race car look to stuff that we got going on, but I was wondering if that was gonna be in the way of my steering, because steering's gonna come from there to here. So what I needed to do is obviously put the steering column in, which means I needed to put the firewall in, which means I also needed to sort of figure out where the pedals were gonna go to make sure we were gonna have enough room for master cylinders, because if I needed to change, we need to put a lot of stuff in place to see what happened. The result of that is that all of a sudden, there's a bit of a firewall in here. I made a small error when I was cutting the location for the tube. More eagle-eyed viewers will notice that. I mean, you can barely see it. It's fine. But I got a little bit of the firewall in here, and I went ahead and just drilled some holes in it temporarily, probably, to hang the pedals so we could put the steering column in so we could see which way this wanted to go and if that was going to be in the way. Good news is this is not going to be in the way. This might be. So we'll burn that bridge as we get to it. It might just get a second U-joint, or it might get, I don't know if you can see that from down here, but the downhill bike notch for clearance style thing in one of the tubes. Anyway, long story short, what that means though is all of a sudden, you open the door, there's a steering wheel and there's some pedals in here. And you can even, if you were so inclined, sit in it and rest your feet near the pedals. So I have not small feet. I got a size 13 shoe and I got room in here. It looks like there's going to be room for 3 pedals. I would like to have been able to move the clutch a little farther over, but there's roll cage tubing and shit in the way, and that's just life in the big city sometimes. So we got a clutch and we got a brake pedal down there. We'll have to figure out our drive-by-wire pedal, but in theory, we've got enough room for that to work. We're gonna have room for our size 13s on our little tiny Model A. We'll probably even have room for a little dead pedal over here. I could even make an additional. Anyway, it's fine. I think we're gonna have space. It's very cool, and it's very neat to sit here with my ass in the seat and looking out what will be the windshield over my cool drifty steering wheel. It's just neat. Sitting in here with all the roll cage pieces and all that shit. It's just kind of cool. It's kind of cool when you can sit in the car you've been working on for so long. I mean, I've been sitting in here the whole time, but like, this is way more complete. There's more here than there was last time, if that makes any sense. So, I don't know. I was just sitting here and make motor noises. All right, let me get out of it. Let me extricate myself from the car and we'll go talk about some paint. I'm gonna cover this whole thing in plastic, but I wanted to talk to you guys about this first. So, I'm gonna wrap this thing in plastic. We'll be back in just a minute. Don't go anyplace. Ta-da! All right, anyway. I was really not planning on doing this so soon, but I am just sort of in a holding pattern here for a few minutes. I mean, I got a million other things I could do, but I was screwing around with this the other day trying to figure out some fun hinges and shit, and it occurred to me I can just dip this and see how it goes, right? I don't need to worry about doing the whole side of the car and whatever else and masking all that shit. I can just do this. I threw up a little plastic just in case things go everywhere. This looks so much blacker in the camera than it does in real life. That's interesting. So what I've put on here, no affiliation, some of this shit here, which is like a latex rust stopper type stuff, converts light rust to a paintable surface. Neutralizador de oxido. So it's that. It goes on kind of like a thick paint. It's kind of like a latex. Apparently it's kind of like a latex stuff that's probably got a light acid in it that kind of helps convert that rust into something. And it gives it this kind of this paintable surface, this primered paintable surface. The thing I was really concerned about is that on the bottle it says that it will only take an oil-based paint or a lacquer top coat, which nobody makes that shit anymore for like real sprayable stuff. But our Dip Your Car, I will be goddamned if it doesn't say that magic word on every single can. So that's rad. I'm feeling more positive about this after having read that. So what we've done here, I'll split this up into pieces. I took the bottom section here and I scuffed this all with a red Scotch-Brite pad and then gave this one, like a good couple of heavy coats, one heavy coat. This ended up with 2 heavy coats on this side. You can see that divider line. This side up here, I just wiped the rust off with a paper towel and rolled the shit right over the top of it. This side I did nothing. What I'm gonna do, this, I already tested it and this seems very resistant to standard automotive wax and grease remover surface prep, which is very cool. So we can surface prep this whole panel. I will surface prep this. The only thing I did to this section here is I took this little piece of denim and knocked the loose, like any of the loose, real powdery shit off. I just kind of knocked that stuff down and we're gonna see what it does. We're gonna see what it does over, if it makes any difference about scuffing. This looks, one of these two, I can actually tell the texture difference in this having been not hit with a Scotch-Brite pad. It's weird because it's all held down, it's all flattened out now, but I can tell that this is chunkier and this is much smoother. So we'll probably end up, this looks really good. So we'll probably end up doing something, it doesn't look as black as it does on camera in real life. There's lots of brown you can still see through here. I don't know. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do, got that covered in plastic in case it goes like crazy. We're gonna put some of our, we're gonna base it and throw some black on here, and then I'm gonna throw a little bit of clear. I've got some clear, and I have my, we talked last time about our Color Shifty Pearl, so I've got some Color Shifty Pearl to try, because I really want to try that shit and see what it looks like. This is a Zombie Midnight. This is a really dark green, like almost an olive green to like a really dark purpley blue flop. And I'm not gonna put a bunch in, I'm gonna put a little in some clear, but I got some mixing cups and I got a paint gun over there under the thing, and I got some stuff here, and we're gonna wax and grease that, and we're gonna hop on the chesty and we're gonna shoot this primer. So next time I see you, you'll be down here somewhere. I'll have both hands and we're gonna paint this fucking thing. So let's get it.
So I was gonna bring you in on the chesty, but I realized while I'm painting I gotta wear the respirator and I don't think you can probably hear me. So I'm gonna paint, you're gonna sit over there and you're gonna watch. Cool? Back in a sec.
Okay, so that is very blue. I think it's black blue for sure. It's kind of transparent. You can see through that tape there. You can see the changed color. That's sick. I like the sheen, right? It's not flat. It's not chalky and shitty. And I bet it's going to be even better with some clear on it. Yeah, you can still see all the dents and crap. I don't care, guys. Like, I can't see that shit from the driver's seat, and it doesn't make it go any faster or stop any better. And also, you're looking at 96 years of history here. 95 years of history here. So whatever, here's what it is. It's been through a bunch of shit and it survived. Let's put another coat of temporary on it and see how we do. Okie dokie. I got like 10 ounces of clear out. Man, I just spilled a little of that, tipping it over, and just the solvent, whatever the carrier in this shit is enough to liquefy the label. I swear, it smells like markers. It's probably a xylene or something, a derivative. I noticed you can only buy it, cannot be used or sold in these states for personal use: Arizona, California, Rhode Island, Tennessee. Cannot be used in these for professional use: Arizona, California, Delaware, etc., etc., etc. So, I mean, it's probably like really good for you. So, yeah, interesting shit. So I've got this much of it. Let's get some Pearl in there and see what it do. I'm just going to kind of give it a little sprinkle and kind of go by. Yeah, and this is 25 grams per gallon. 6 ounces is what? Well, half a gallon is 64, so it's like not very much. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm seeing, but it's this kind of neat, really deep, dark green is what I'm really primarily getting. Let's go over into the light, see what it looks like. Giving just kind of black there. It's dark in the cup, man. It's dark, dark, dark in the cup. It's really dark green. Cool, this is interesting. I wasn't sure about this because, you know, you just kind of picture it in your mind. You never know what it's going to look like till you actually lay it out. There's a non-zero amount of it on the stick. I don't know, what do you think? Give it a shot and see what it looks like. Let's give it a good heavy coat and see what it do. We can always mix up more and mix it up heavier later, but let's give it a shot and see what it do. You know what ends up getting me every single time I decide to do something like this, is that I always forget that you gotta wait between coats. I always tell myself, yeah, this will be easy, be quick, take a couple hours, you'll be knocked this out, you'll be on your way. Cool. Well, again, the sun's going down and somebody's still putting paint on shit. Every time. I don't know why, it always gets me like that. This is still kind of wet. It's still not fully dry. I came in to clean my gun. So you can see it's a little cross-hatchy. But check that Pearl out. Man, that looks neat in the camera. I don't know that this is what I want for the car, but holy shit, is it cool looking. You can see it's still wet down there. Oh no, that's just the bumps. So, multiple layers now. Let me see, we got three clear, probably that many base, and then I think I did two, and then one really heavy third coat of this Pearl. So, 3, 6, it's 9. Is that 9 coats? Jesus. They say for ultimate durability and peelability, you want at least 8, including all, but your primer doesn't count, so I need to put a couple of coats of clear on here, which I'm going to do. Going to clean the gun out. I'll be out here in the dark. It's all good, but this is cool. I'm really liking the way this stuff goes on. It didn't, like... I was very afraid at first I was going to spray it on, and it was just going to, like, ball up, like oil and water, just roll off. Just because of that paint prep stuff, but it hasn't. It's actually laid down really well. And what's neat is as many layers I have on it, you can still see some of the bumps and shit and whatever else, but like a lot of this texture is mine, but a lot of this texture, actually I think a lot of this texture is actually just in the panel. You can see the rust. You can see where I stopped even. I don't know if you can see that, but I can see like a definite line where I got with a Scotch-Brite pad and then didn't. And I can still see that texture even under all those layers, so that's kind of cool. I'm impressed. I'm liking this so far. I think this is neat. Neat product. 2 very enthusiastic thumbs up. You'll have to imagine the second one. But I'm going to put some clear on this in a minute in the dark. Cool, so it's mostly dark. It's GoPro dark out. And this is still drying, so it's a little splotchy. But dude, I am digging the shit out of this. I'm excited to come back and see it tomorrow when it's all had a chance to really dry off all the way. I am, it's dark 30, I'm officially tired of this for the day. I gotta have all this shit picked up by early in the morning anyway, so I'm done. It's got 1 coat of clear. I'm digging this though. I think this is I think it's got a nice sheen. So far, results are positive. And I'm feeling very good about it so far. I think it's a neat, the process is good, the application is nice, it lays down well. I'd like to thin the base coat out maybe a little bit, but the clear sprays on nicely light clear. I still think this texture is mostly the panel and not necessarily my application. Man, that clear lays down nice. As it sits here, I can just kind of watch, I'm watching it flatten out and watching the splotchiness go away, and just, you can sort of see the metallics pop, and cool, I'm digging it. I'm gonna let it sit overnight. More thoughts in the harsh and unforgiving light of day. So, whole new day. See, not dark anymore. I came in this morning, guys, holy crap. I'm telling you, I was liking it then. I fucking love it now. Wow. All of that weird splotchiness, all of that weird kind of splotchy area is completely dried out. It's got this beautiful, just uniform sheen. I don't know if you guys can see the purple. So the purple, it seems like you get down low on it and it gets purple this way. I don't know if you guys can see it, but obviously I'm sure you can see the green. But then you step back off it a little bit and it just looks black. Wow, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. I'm actually going to pull it outside in the sun so we can see a little bit more, and I'll gush a bit more about how cool this is. Damn. Check this out. This is so cool. That sheen looks really sick on camera. It looks, at least on the screen that I'm looking at, it looks blacker than what I'm looking at in real life, but you know, sunlight will do that for you. Again, I'm not sure that this is going to be the color for the car, but oh my god, just as an experiment to see what the material worked like, I could not be more pleased. Like, with the amount of layers on it, I don't know if you can see them on camera, you can still see like the rusted shit underneath, which is pretty insane because there's at least 8 layers, 7 layers, like a Taco Bell burrito worth of paint on the top of that thing. It feels like it's going to clean. There's a top coat you can put on it anyway, but it does take, because of that weird, it's a matte finish, so matte finishes are notoriously touchy about staying clean. But holy shit, for being stuff that you originally designed to put on your tools handles and whatnot, I'm really pleased. Can't believe how well that came out of that HVLP gun. That clear sprayed really nice, laid down really nice. And like, even in the unforgiving sunlight, I'm not seeing any blotchiness, I'm not seeing any stripes, I'm not seeing any weirdness. It's this nice uniform. I don't know if you can get the purple. The purple you gotta get real down on the side. I think I mentioned that earlier, but holy crap. So, even if we change color, I'm very pleased with how, that's a 2 big thumbs up from me, and we'll definitely be using that. Definitely be using that. Holy crap. I mean, provided it doesn't all just peel off like Pringles here in the next couple of days. But like, if that works, just look at it and we'll do a drive-by. Sick. That's just very cool. That's very, very neat. I'm very impressed. Spend my morning walking around the yard, standing in the yard, walking around a deck lid. Holy shit. Very neat though. Yeah, I'm very impressed with the way that goes down. I'm very impressed with the way that went down. I'm very impressed with the finish. I'm pleased. So they make a clear that's shinier than this and that's more matte than this, but this one kind of lands right in the middle and it's just about perfectly what I was looking for. So you can still see the metallics in it, but it's not super harshly reflective to, you know, outline, to really draw attention to all your little dents and dings and fuck ups and whatnot. So I don't know if someone can tell me a lazier way to, you know, beautify 95-year-old sheet metal I'm all ears, but I think that was cool. I think that's neat, and I think that might be just the ticket. So I just brought it in here and plopped it on the car. Holy sheep shit. That's so tricky. I like that so much. That's so cool. Man, I didn't really want green, but like, Jesus, that's neat. I'm so easily amused by stuff that just changes color based on your perspective. I'm like a squirrel. It's just the best. Wow. That's just very cool. Man, that's very cool. Isn't that very cool? Very cool.